Good day, all. Here is a small trick through which you can do your problems or numerics in physics in a short period of time in your competitive exams. So let's begin with the first one. Here, this trick is used when two charges q1 and q2 are separated by distance r, and q0 is placed in between them or in the line joining q1 and q2. It can be even outside q1 and q2. I'll assume that um, x is the distance at which q0 is placed from q1, and if q0 is at equilibrium, then you have to find x. In this condition, you can use the formula x is equal to root of q1 by q1 plus root of q1 plus root of q2 into r. Here r is the distance between q1 and q2. Okay, how does this formula come? Here is the proof which is given below. Now, if q0 is at equilibrium, it means that the force F1 and F2 are equal. If force F1 and F2 are equal, then q0 is said to be at equilibrium. Now, F1 is the force acting on q0 by the charge q1. F1 is the force acting on q0 by the charge q1. Okay. Similarly, F2 is the force acting on charge q0 by the charge q2. Right. Now, using the formula, F is equal to k q1 q2 divided by r square, where r is the distance between the charges. This formula is Coulomb inverse square law. Now, applying this, here the charges are in case of F1, the charges are q1 and q0, and the distance between q1 and q0 is x square. So the formula comes to be around k into q1 q0 by x square, and in case of F2, k into q2 q0 divided by k r minus x square, r minus x the whole square, as the distance between q0 and q2 is r minus x. Now what I have done is I have cancelled k on both sides and q0 on both sides. So q1 divided by x square will be equal to, that is, q1 divided by x square will be equal to q2 divided by r minus x the whole square, right? R minus x the whole square. This will be the equation, and taking square, what I have done is I have brought r minus x here. I have brought the r minus x over here to this side, and q1 to the denominator of the other side. Now, so it becomes as r minus x the whole square divided by x square is equal to q2 by q1. Now, to find the value of x, that is what we have to find in the question. So, to find the value of x, I am taking square root on both sides. So, taking square root, the square and square root will get cancelled, and square and square root will get cancelled, and we end up in getting my r minus x divided by x is equal to root of q2 divided by q1. Now, what I am doing is I am adding 1 on both sides so as to get x. Here, while adding 1 on both sides and taking LCM, we get r minus x plus x by x is equal to root of q2 plus q1 divided by q1. Now, cancelling x, we end up with getting r by x is equal to q2 root of q2 plus root of q1 divided by root of q1. Now now reciprocating this, we get x by r is equal to root of q1 divided by root of q1 plus root of q2, and finally we end up with getting the answer as x is equal to root of q1 by root of q1 plus root of q2 into r. Now this formula can be used generally for in all cases, and in some questions they specify asking you where should the q0 be placed, that is in between q1 and q2 or outside q1 and q2. For this case you have to check two conditions, that is you have to check whether the charges are like that is if both are positive or both are negative, or they are unlike charges, that is one is positive and one is negative. So now if both are positive, that is both are positive or both are negative, that is if they are like charges, then the charge q0 should be placed in between q1 and q2. If they are like, they have to be placed in between them. Okay. If they are unlike charges, that is if q1 is positive and q2 is negative, or if q1 is negative and q2 is positive, then q0 has to be placed outside q1 and q2. It has to be placed away from r, right? So in this case you have to place q0 outside r. These are the conditions you have to look through and you have to solve the problem. Now this formula, to remember this formula even more simply, or to remember this let me tell about voltage division rule, so as to make you understand, so as to make you remember the formulas easily. Voltage division rule. Here assume that V is the source voltage, and V1 and V2 are and it is connected to two resistors R1 and R2, and the current through the circuit is I. Now let V1 be the potential drop due to resistor R1, and V2 be the potential drop across the resistor R2. Now by applying KVL, okay, what does KVL say? The sum of voltages in a closed loop is always 0. Okay. Now before understanding this, we have to understand that if in a series circuit, that is, it is a series circuit, as our resistance R1 and R2 are connected together. It is a series circuit. Now to find whether it is series circuit, put your pen in your source voltage and start moving your pen like this. When you without taking your pen, if you complete a loop, that is if the loop is closed without taking your pen, it is said to be as it is said that it is connected in series, right? If it is in series, then current remains constant, okay, and voltage divides, right? This can be easily remembered, that is current remains constant and voltage can be divided. This can be remembered by assuming the flow of water in a closed loop. Assume that you have a closed path and you are pouring water at this place, and you are pouring water. What will happen? The water will move like this and start and will come back here, right? So at this point the water is flowing continuously. Hence it is said to be that the current water is assumed to be as current and is flowing throughout with same speed. Hence, the current in a series circuit is said to be constant, and voltage is said to be divided. Now, hence, as voltage divided V is equal to V1 plus V2. This is given by KVL. KVL states that the sum of the voltages in a closed loop is 0, or the source voltage is equal to the sum of the potential drop. Okay, so here V is equal to V1 plus V2, and V1 is given by I into R1. I, the current passing to the resistance R1, I into R1 is nothing but V1, and I is equal to V1 by V2. This is from this equation. And next, V2 is equal to I R2. Here I is equal to V2 by R2. Let me mark these both equations as 1 and 2 respectively. So substituting 1 and 2 in this equation, we get substituting 1 and 2 in this equation, we get V is equal to IR1 plus IR2. Taking I as common, we get V is equal to I into R1 plus R2, and I'm marking this equation as equation number 3. Now substitute the value of I from equation 1 in third equation. We get V is equal to V1 R1 into R1 plus R2. Here, to get the value of V1, I'm taking R to this side, R1 to this side, and R1 plus R2 to the denominator. So I end up getting a V into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. I am rearranging this as R1 by R1 plus R2 into V. Now this is the voltage drop, that is V1, voltage drop across the resistance R1. Similarly, we get the equation V2 is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 into V. This is similar to what we have seen here. Here the x is equal to root of q1 divided by root of q1 plus q2 into r. Here x is a part of r. Similarly, v1 is a part of v, and q1, the charges q1 and q2 are similar to that of R and R1 in the voltage division. Hence, we can easily remember the two formulas. Similarly, here in both of these cases, that is in case of voltage division rule, in case of voltage division rule, that is V1 is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2 into V, and in case of the distance, x is equal to root of q1 divided by q1 plus q2, root of q1 plus root of q2 into r. These both cases, here the x is the distance between q0, it is the distance between q0 and q, right, and q1 1. So this is similar, x is nothing but which is similar to v1. So q1 is in numerator, as x is the distance between q1, the q1 is in numerator, root of q1 is in numerator. Similarly, v1 is the v1 is related, v1 is the potential drop across r1, hence r1 is in numerator. So in these both cases, that is voltage division rule, and in case of the distance, the similar terms will be placed in the numerator, while in case of a current division, third concept, this is current, which is nothing but current division, the opposite of the above can be seen here. I1 is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into I. This is the exact opposite of what you have seen here. in these cases. Here I2 is I1 and I2 are part of I, and now I1 and I2 are part of I, and Q, and here in this case, if V1 is a voltage drop across R1 is a numerator, while here I1 is the current passing through the resistor R1, but R2 is the numerator. Similarly, I2 is the current passing through the resistance R2, but R1 is the numerator. Both this formula, that is the current division formula, then voltage division formula, are exact opposite of each other, where you get the resistance are same in case of voltage division rule, while in current division you put the opposite resistor value and solve the problem. Here now let me teach you how this formula comes. Now this is the circuit given. Here V is the source voltage and I is the total current passing to the circuit, and I1 divides into I1 plus I2. At this point here also I2 current flows, and I1 divides into I1 and I2, and two resistors R1 and R2 are placed parallel to each other. In this case, when the current divides, in this place, when the resistors are parallelly connected, the current divides. This can be understood with the same old formula or a technique which I have already said you. Place your pen at source voltage and move your pen making a closed loop. Here when you do like this, you are not covering this part, right? So it is said that it is not in series. If not in series, then it is connected in parallel. Hence the resistances R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. Now what I have done is, I have converted this, that is the resistance R1 and R2, as a single equivalent resistor. This is Req, which is nothing but R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. How does this come? We all know to find a parallel the equivalent resistance for a parallel circuit, 1 by Rq is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Taking LCM, you get R1 R2. Here you get R1 plus R2, right? Now reciprocating this term, you get this one. Okay. Now while doing that, so you end up getting R equivalent. Now second. Now V is equal to I into R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Now I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, and and I1 is given by V into 1 by R1. I have splitted this as V into 1 by R1, right? Similarly I2 can also be written as V into 1 by R2. Okay. Now instead of V, we are going to substitute equation number 1. Instead of V, we are going to substitute equation number 1. So substituting that, we get R1 and R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into I into 1 by R1. So cancelling R1 and R1, we get R2 by R1 plus R2 into I, which is the exact opposite that we see here. Here R1, here V1, here the potential drop across R1 is given by resistance R1 divided by R1 plus R2. The current across the resistor R1 is given by R2, that is the opposite resistor, divided by R1 plus R2 into I. Similarly, I2 is also obtained a similar way. Hope you understood the tricks. taught in this video. Here to summarize, we have learned three like formulas, which is x is equal to root of q1 divided by root of q2 plus root of q1 into r, where x is the distance between q1 and q0, where q0 has to be placed in between q1 and q2, or the same in the line joining q1 and q2, and r is the distance between q1 and q2. For this case, we have to use this formula, and we have learned about voltage division rule and current division rule. In case of voltage division rule, the potential drop across V1 is given by R1, the same resistor, divided by R1 plus R2 into V. And in case of current division, I1 is given by the opposite resistance R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into I. Hope you understood. Thank you.